Hello everyone, let's begin with this thought. Watch out for those who are quiet. Watch out for those who prefer solitude over the hustle and bustle of the world. Why? Because being alone gives strength, and a woman who values her alone time is not just strong, she's unstoppable and often linked to the mysterious aspects of life. Let me explain. Consider this. In a world where everyone is looking for approval, connections, and constant activity, she doesn't seek others' approval. She isn't waiting for a hero. She isn't scared to confront her own thoughts. She's perfecting her skills, understanding her mind, and shaping her future. Now, doesn't that earn your admiration? Today, I want to show you why a woman who values her solitude is truly remarkable. I want to help you appreciate the strength she holds, the calmness she maintains, and the influence she possesses. If you believe being alone is a sign of weakness, I'm here to show you it's not. This talk will forever change your perspective on spending time alone. A woman who finds strength in solitude isn't lonely. She's powerful. The time she spends alone, quietly reflecting, isn't her hiding from the world. It's a strategic stop to watch, learn, and evolve. Solitude is her safe haven, not a prison. In this special space she gains insight, an insight that the busy world can't provide. This isn't just downtime, it's a deliberate step towards mastering herself. When a woman is alone with her thoughts, she faces her fears, desires, and ideas directly. There are no distractions, no masks, just pure, honest reality. This honesty becomes her most trusted companion. In a world that often tells us to fear solitude, she turns that idea on its head. She knows that being alone isn't about being isolated. It's a chance to meet her truest self. She doesn't shy away from quiet. She embraces it, knowing that in the quiet, she hears the most important voice, her own. In this silence, she sharpens her ability to think deeply and make firm decisions. There's significant strength in stepping aside from the crowd, even for a little while, to rethink and reset. Solitude gives her the perspective to see her life more clearly. She doesn't rush decisions or let others sway her easily. Her decisions are considered, careful, and in line with her principles. She understands that real power comes from being prepared, and solitude is her training ground. But let's be clear, this is not about cutting herself off or avoiding issues. It's about connecting, not with others, but with herself. This connection helps her recharge, heal, and strengthen her spirit. She comes out of her solitude refreshed, with a clear purpose and firm determination. While the world moves in haste and confusion, she remains steady, rooted in her reality, unaffected by passing opinions. She knows her life's quality doesn't depend on how much she does, but on how purposefully she lives. Being alone sharpens her focus. Away from the world's constant noise, she can concentrate on what she really wants to achieve. She isn't influenced by the latest trends or what others expect of her, because her direction is self-guided. Her goals are clear, her journey is planned, and her actions are deliberate. She knows that true success isn't about how much you gather, but how well you stay true to your own path. Spending time by herself also strengthens her emotional defenses. Alone, she sorts through her feelings, learning to understand and control them. She becomes skilled at handling her emotions, not controlled by them. This emotional strength builds her resilience, allowing her to tackle challenges with elegance and strength. In her quiet moments, she realizes she doesn't need someone else to feel complete. She is complete on her own. This understanding frees her. She doesn't look for others to affirm her worth because she affirms herself. Her value comes not from her relationships, achievements, or belongings, but from a strong inner confidence in knowing who she is. In this freedom, she finds that she doesn't need others to make her whole. Being alone is not just a condition, it's a useful tool. In her solitude, she designs her own future. A woman who knows how to be alone knows how to control her life, and a woman in control of her life is a force to be reckoned with. A woman who spends time alone develops a firm confidence. This confidence isn't derived from praise or approval, but from the quiet moments where she learns to trust in herself. In solitude, she becomes her own supporter, her own motivator, and her own pillar of strength. She doesn't need others to affirm her. She recognizes her own value because she's taken the time to reflect, grow, and truly understand her worth. Confidence built on solitude is different from the transient confidence that relies on outside approval. It doesn't depend on others' views or the shifting sands of popularity. Her confidence is like a deep, steady river that flows without being affected by what's happening above it. She doesn't feel the need to show others her worth because she has already proven it to herself, the most important person in her life. In a world where many look for approval through social media likes, comments, or public compliments, she chooses to stand independently. This choice alone makes a strong statement about her self-belief. It declares, "I am enough, even when no one else is around." Such confidence is rare and strong. It's unbreakable because it's built internally during quiet moments of self-reflection, facing fears, doubts, and aspirations, and coming out stronger. Her assurance also stems from recognizing that her value doesn't rely on external factors. She knows she's valuable not because of her successes, looks, or social connections, but because of her true inner self. Spending time by herself helps her connect with this inner core, shedding societal expectations to discover who she really is. This deep self-understanding gives her the strength to enter any space confidently, not arrogantly, but with a calm, undeniable presence. When she's alone, she cultivates an inner voice that blocks out the world's chaos. This voice acts as her guide, steering her choices and reinforcing her worth when external pressures arise. She avoids comparing herself to others because she's concentrated on her own path. She understands that comparing oneself to others can steal happiness, and she won't let anything take away the serenity and confidence she has nurtured on her own. Her confidence is not simply about her self-image. It's seen in how she interacts with the world. It's evident in her speech, her posture, and her approach to obstacles. She remains steadfast under stress because she has built a strong foundation for herself. She doesn't let difficulties stop her because she views them as mere steps on her journey. Her confidence attracts others, not because she seeks their approval, but because her self-belief motivates them. She demonstrates what can be achieved when you take time to understand and trust in yourself. Her confidence mirrors her time spent in solitude, which is where she draws her strength. A woman who embraces solitude develops a deep emotional understanding. By isolating herself from life's noise, she gains the clarity needed to delve into and make sense of her emotions. In solitude, she confronts her feelings. She does not flee or hide from them, but meets them directly. This self-reflection helps her unpack the reasons behind her feelings, recognize what triggers them, and manage her reactions deliberately. She doesn't merely experience emotions, she learns to dissect and learn from them, transforming moments of vulnerability into chances for personal exploration. The time she spends by herself helps her distinguish between what is her responsibility and what is not. When emotions emerge, she doesn't just react or blame others. She ponders, Is this irritation due to her own unfulfilled expectations, or is it someone else's influence? Is this feeling of sadness just temporary, or could it be pointing to a deeper issue that needs attention and resolution? Being alone gives her the chance to think deeply and truthfully about important questions. This helps her not only recognize her feelings, but also become skilled at handling them. She learns to deal with her emotions on her own, making her very tough and independent. She doesn't depend on others to acknowledge her feelings or solve her problems. Instead, she has developed her own methods, like writing in a journal, meditating, coaching herself, and calming herself down. These techniques give her strength to face tough times with elegance and calmness. When tough situations arise, she doesn't fall apart because she has already worked hard at understanding who she is. She knows what she can handle and what she's good at, and she uses this knowledge wisely. Her ability to understand her own emotions also helps her understand others better. She can relate to how others feel, whether they are sad, happy, worried, or thrilled, which helps her connect deeply with people. However, she makes sure this connection doesn't drain her. Her time alone has taught her how to create healthy boundaries that protect her well-being. She knows when to be generous and when to pull back, keeping her emotional energy safe. This understanding of herself also improves her relationships. A woman who values her alone time is careful about the people she surrounds herself with. She doesn't keep people around because she's afraid of being alone, nor does she put up with negative behavior. She prefers meaningful relationships over having lots of friends, and her connections show this. The time she spends on self-reflection helps her know what she wants and deserves from others. She comes into relationships as a complete, content person, not looking for someone to fill a void, but someone to share her life with. Her emotional insight also enables her to be true to herself when she speaks. She shares her feelings clearly and with kindness, showing that being open about her emotions is a sign of strength, not weakness. She's good at handling tough talks, solving disagreements, and creating stronger bonds with others because she knows that being emotionally smart means listening just as much as it means talking. By spending time on her own, she becomes better at managing her emotions, not hiding or ignoring them, but using them to grow and connect with others. A woman like this is truly powerful. A woman who not only understands herself, but also understands the world around her. She has faced failure twice, once with her family and once in her career. However, a woman who finds strength in solitude has a unique kind of strength, a strength built on being independent and resilient. By choosing to be alone, she faces life on her terms, learning to depend only on herself in ways others might never attempt. This independence isn't about turning away from the world or keeping herself apart from others. It's about creating a solid foundation that stays steady no matter what comes her way. She becomes her own support, her own defender, and her own advisor, showing that she can remain upright even when life's challenges are tough. In her quiet moments, she finds the strength of self-sufficiency. She learns that she can handle problems without needing others to solve them for her. When difficulties come, she doesn't get scared or look for others to save her. Instead, she uses her cleverness. Time alone helps her think clearly and face challenges head-on. She doesn't see problems as too big to overcome. She sees them as challenges to be figured out. This way of thinking makes her capable of succeeding even under pressure. She becomes a source of strength, not just for herself, but often for those around her as well. She takes full responsibility for her own emotions and happiness, understanding that it's up to her to find joy and deal with pain. She doesn't depend on others to make her feel complete because she has worked hard to heal and grow on her own. Her ability to rely on herself comes not out of necessity, but from choosing to take charge of her life and future. Being comfortable on her own, she has developed a deep resilience. She's familiar with handling her thoughts in quiet moments and has learned to come out stronger. Experiencing solitude has shown her that she can get through tough times by relying on her own strength. She has become adept at overcoming challenges, rebuilding after setbacks, and pushing forward, even when the way forward isn't obvious. Her resilience makes her a formidable force. No matter what obstacles life throws at her, she approaches them with quiet confidence, backed by her past triumphs over adversity. Her independence also shapes the way she lives genuinely. She makes decisions based on her own beliefs, aspirations, and gut feelings, rather than to please others. She's not afraid to stand out or defy conventional expectations because she doesn't seek anyone's approval. Her freedom is precious, and she won't give up her identity to fit into societal molds that don't resonate with her. This genuine way of living is her greatest asset, shining brightly as she confidently navigates life and encouraging others who observe her journey. A woman who often spends time by herself grows a kind of strength that's deeply genuine and cannot be imitated. This strength emerges from her deep understanding of who she is, her confidence in her own choices, and her ability to hold her ground when faced with life's challenges. She embodies the essence of self-reliance and toughness, a woman who doesn't need anyone's approval to be powerful or anyone's praise to be extraordinary. When a woman spends time alone, she cultivates a type of authenticity that's both unique and captivating. In a society where many people hide behind masks or change their personalities to blend in, she stands out for her refusal to conform. Her solo moments allow her to peel back the societal expectations and pressures, reconnecting with her true self. She learns to accept her quirks, imperfections, strengths, and vulnerabilities without feeling sorry. This realness becomes her most valuable quality, shining through her and attracting others, not because she seeks validation, but because she is truly herself. In her solitude, she is untouched by others' judgments. There's no one to dictate her actions, her appearance, or her thoughts. In this freedom, she explores every aspect of her personality, from her gentle and caring sides to her bold and assertive traits. She can be both soft and strong, silent and outspoken, kind and tough, all without worrying about being judged or misunderstood. This freedom lets her express her inner self outwardly without any gap between her true self and how she appears to others. Her authenticity involves more than just accepting herself. It extends to how she presents herself to the world. When she speaks, her words come from her heart. When she acts, she stays true to her values. She refuses to twist herself to fit into places that don't suit her. Instead, she creates her own way, following her own truths and driven by her goals. This honest way of living is captivating because it is so uncommon in a world where many are trying to meet others' expectations. A woman who is simply and boldly herself is a shining example of truth and integrity. Being alone lets her overcome the fear of others' opinions. Many people hide who they are because they worry about what others will think. However, a woman who values her own company has accepted her worth. She doesn't look for approval from others because she has already approved of herself. Her confidence doesn't rely on fitting a certain standard or living up to what others expect. It's built on her belief that she is perfectly fine, just as she is. She feels no need to explain her existence, her decisions, or her lifestyle to anyone. She is the writer of her own life story, and she writes it boldly. This genuine nature also gives her the strength to say what she believes, even when it might be hard. She isn't scared to stand by her beliefs or values alone because she knows her opinion is important. When she walks into a room, people notice her, not because she seeks attention, but because she naturally earns their respect. People are attracted to her not because she puts on a show or pretends to be something she's not, but because there is a clear, strong vibe that comes from someone who is completely true to themselves. A woman who enjoys her solitude truly understands herself. She is not scared of her own reflection because she has come to love and accept every part of herself. Her authenticity isn't just for show, it's her reality. She doesn't have to prove anything to anyone because she is confident in her own value. This honest, unapologetic way of being is the source of her strength, a strength that is acknowledged and respected by others. Solitude not only shapes a woman into a tower of strength and a beacon of authenticity, but it also ignites a profound wisdom that comes from deep introspection. Imagine this: a woman, alone with her thoughts, able to listen to the whispers of her heart and the dreams she dares to dream. This kind of wisdom is not taught. It is earned through the quiet moments of solitude. Now, think about how society often rushes us. We move from one task to another, hardly stopping to breathe. But a woman who cherishes her solitude takes a different path. She pauses. In these pauses, she reflects on her life, learns from her experiences, and gains insights that are lost in the hustle of everyday life. This wisdom allows her to navigate the world with a unique perspective. She sees beyond the surface, understanding deeper truths about life and people. In her solitude, she also builds a relationship with nature. Imagine her walking through a park, sitting by a river, or just gazing at the stars. In these moments, she connects with the world around her in a profound way. Nature becomes a trusted friend and a teacher. It teaches her about growth, resilience, and the beauty of change. Just as seasons change, she learns to embrace the changes within her and around her. Lastly, her solitude allows her to develop a strong sense of creativity. Free from distractions, her mind can wander, explore, and create. She might write, paint, compose music, or come up with innovative ideas that could change her life, or even the world. Her creativity is not stifled by the noise of opinions and expectations. It is nurtured by her freedom and peace. Here's a thought to consider. A woman who often stays by herself isn't avoiding the world. She's creating. She's forging her strength, shaping her future, and crafting a legacy that doesn't rely on others' approval to be memorable. So, if you encounter a woman who enjoys her solitude, don't feel sorry for her. Don't dismiss her capabilities. Realize this: she isn't just a force to be reckoned with. She is a powerhouse of potential. Now, I ask you, are you ready to appreciate your own solitude and discover that same power within yourself? Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. As always, until next time.